Oh, now we're getting showing up. Okay. I had posted it to start at 3, but nobody showed up, so I must have done it wrong. So we'll give a few minutes here, and maybe we can gather an audience. I apologize, I didn't do it last week. Honestly, I forgot about it, and at about 4:30, I said, I didn't do the live stream. So, those things happen. Let's give it to about what is it, 04 now. Ryan, the 14-year-old investor. Hi, Kerry. Good afternoon. You've become famous, Ryan. And good afternoon, Annie. Iloho. Does that mean you're from Hawaii? Iloho. This bio. Okay. All right. Crowd. I like a crowd. When should I buy NEO? You should have bought NEO this time last year. Come on, Kelly. You missed that one. As I said in the video not long ago, I think NEO's got a future in it. I liked who was it? Forget the name. Who informed me that NEO was in fact now represented in Washington. And I'm really excited about how this Discord thing is really working well, in that it's feeding me information. And as it is, I can honestly say it has changed the direction of the channel and the direction I want to take it. If those of you who have been with me for a year know, I was just dead set that I would never buy a penny stock because it was too high a risk, and I thought there were other opportunities, and I could get a 50% return on my portfolio just by investing in what I would call safe stocks. But I think my attitude has changed, and it's not because of me; it's because of you. It's because of you on that Discord. Keep sending me information of you ought to look at this stock. And that brings me to, and what it's brought to my attention is with your help, I can achieve exponential growth to be in the 4 areas. Let me get my cheat sheet. Robotic, biotech, EV, and 5G. And when I say 5G, that's where the big 6 and Tesla, as well as Tesla's in the EV fall. I just believe that we are going to go through a period of change that's going to make your head spin, and what you can achieve in the stock market. So where I'm going with the channel is that I see it as my job now to sort through everything that comes through the Discord. And as long as we stay in the areas that I'm comfortable, I'm still not comfortable with Bitcoin, and I'm not comfortable with cannabis, and certainly not. And well, I think I will probably, it's a little early, but I think I will probably move and add to this green stocks and solar energy and things of that nature. But I also measure things on what I am ready to get involved in. And as you may notice, because of an appointment I have this Wednesday, I'm interested in medical, biotech. I'm now also interested in medical bio-assisted surgeries. I just finished shooting a video on that. Again, as a result of something that I found on Discord, directed to me through the premium channel, who lives in outside of Kent in England. shared with me a stock, and I spent about 8 hours researching it and comparing it to other stocks in the medical assisted surgery or robotic assisted surgery. And so I did a video on that, just finished it, uploading it. I'll send it to Jack. He'll make the thumbnail on it, and we'll have it up. But it's all coming from the tribe. It's all coming from you. And I see this is not the way for you to ask me to look at stocks. This thing scrolls past me. We've now got 350 people here, and this thing scrolls past me, and I can't keep up with it. The place for you to ask me about specific stocks, or I see something there about ETFs, is to go to the Discord, pay the $10, and go to that section that says Ask Kerry Questions. Every day I go there and I try to answer your questions. It basically, in my mind, it sorts out to those people that are serious about this. I think we're up to about 1,000 people who are, to my words, serious about it, and that's going to grow rapidly. And I think the thing that really excites me about this, I don't know if you watch when I do a video as to how many views it's got. It has exploded in the last 2 weeks. Today on yesterday's video, we got 1,200 new subscribers. On today's video, and that's the highest it's ever been. On today's video, it's already over 2,000, and we're only halfway through the day, I guess. So this thing is exploding, and it warms my heart because I think it's going to achieve. It's going to go beyond my expectations, and I have some very high expectations that I set. We've right now in the Discord, in the Patreon, we have 10,000 minds, 10,000 people in the Discord. We have 1,000 of them in the Patreon section. So I'm getting information from 1,000 people, and those 1,000 people are setting the pace for this channel. The other thing that you're going to see change in the channel, and when you subscribe to the channel, when you go to the Patreon and subscribe, that frees up, that creates money. That then gives me opportunities to create opportunities for you. I want to set up the university, the Best of Us Investors University, because I don't think the majority of people recognize there's a whole lot more to financial planning and building wealth than just investing. I feel confident that we can do it. We can build your investment portfolio, but I want you to be able to keep more of what you make. So it's important that you know the tax code. So I need to teach you that, but I can't teach you that over videos. Quite honestly, I wouldn't get any views. So I'm going to set up in the website, Jack and I are working on this, a university. And the university is going to deal with those other elements of financial advice or financial planning. You know investing, but do you know that there are tax advantages if you're saving for your children for their college education? There are certain kinds of funds that you can put money into that when they then go to college, it grows tax deferred, and then they don't have to pay taxes on it. It's similar to an IRA. You know what an IRA is, and you know what a conventional IRA is and a Roth IRA. Well, there's a education IRA. And if you do it right, if child one doesn't go to college, you can transfer it to child two. You can even transfer it when you're 60 years old and you want to go get a master's degree. You can use it for yourself. Well, most of you don't know that. So I'm going to teach that, or I'll have someone teach that in the university. I want you to understand the tax code so that you know the difference between an LLC or a subchapter S or a limited partnership or a sole proprietorship or a partnership, and what the ramifications and the costs of each are and how you use them to your advantage. I want you to understand the advantages of investing in real estate and how you can build wealth. I did a seminar for a group of Keller Williams agents, and Keller Williams has a push on creating wealth, and that's the topic of my conversation. And I asked them, what is your largest asset? And they stumbled and whatever. And I said, I know what it is. It's your house. If you own a house, that's your largest asset right now. Well, why don't you buy another one? Well, I can't afford another one. Okay, then have somebody else buy it, pay for it. You buy it and let somebody else pay for it. Does that sound absurd? Yeah, to a lot of people it does. But I need to teach you how to do that. I need to teach that subject in the university. I need to give you the software where you can evaluate a house and you can tell, and just, it's an Excel spreadsheet that I've created for myself. And I just plug the numbers in of what's the cost, what am I going to pay for it, how much am I going to put down. I know what the interest rates are. Is if I rent it for X for this, will it give me any cash flow, or do I want the cash flow? Do I want then, am I buying it to leverage it as high as I can so that I can write the interest off as a business expense inside my LLC? And then, so I'm getting a tax deduction against my other income. And then I can depreciate the damn thing over 27 years. And I can depreciate the shrubbery over 10 years. I can do, it's all something you got to learn, but I have put it into a spreadsheet so I can look at a house and I can immediately know if it's a go or no go. And I need to teach you that. As I say, the other thing, another element of financial planning is insurance. Do you have life insurance? If you don't, ask yourself, what happens if you die? And you're the primary breadwinner? What happens to your wife? So you need to know about insurance, and then put yourself in my son-in-law's position. He was my daughter was the primary breadwinner. She was a financial advisor. I had sold her part of my business. She died, left him with a son, left him with a mortgage. But luckily, she had life insurance on her. So he came out okay. So a lot of us, and I'll raise my hand, and I was guilty of it. I have life insurance on me, but I didn't have life insurance on Nita. What would have happened if Nita had died and I had two kids? Well, I got two choices: either hire a babysitter or go find some sweet young thing and get a new wife. Well, that limits my choices. If I had some term life insurance on her that would insure her until the kids left the house, that would have taken care of the problem. But so that's the other thing that we need to address in the university. And then, because you're all going to become extremely wealthy, you need estate tax planning. You need to understand how your assets are going to pass when you and your spouse die. And the other side of it is you need to understand what the estate tax ramifications are. To give you an example, if you do achieve the 24 million and it's all in your name, then you really only get to shelter 12 million of it. You got to have it set up so that at least half of it's in your spouse's name. But then wait a second, what if I die, who gets it? Well, that's a decision you got to make. Is she going to go find some gold digger who's going to take all your hard-earned money and travel around with your widowed wife and see the world, or vice versa? So you need to set up a trust and a trustee so that gold digger can't get all your money. So these are things that I want to bring into the realm of Bust of Us investors. And this is affordable if you're a part of the Patreon thing. I can go and hire people to create courses that are knowledgeable and experienced and make them available to you. That's kind of where I want to go. And as a part of that creates opportunities for you. Right now, Drew is running the Discord. I have never met Drew other than through Zoom. He came to me and he said, Kerry, I think you have some potential. I think a Discord will be a way that can benefit you. And as I've told you before, my answer was, what the hell's a Discord? So this whole thing, he built it, and now he shares in the revenues of it. That's the kind of thing I want to offer you. Jack from the Netherlands wrote me and said, I can do a better job than you. He didn't really say it that way on the thumbnails. And now I pay Jack to do the thumbnails. He is now creating the website. He is the one who is now helping me inform you about these beautiful hats. And I only wear black, but they come in multiple colors. They will never be painted on. I do not wear people's t-shirts that have paint on them. I'll wear them if they have, if they're embroidered and they show some class. But so he's developing the store, and Jack and I will share in the profits from that store. He's developed the library. Jack and I will benefit from the revenues of the library. So I'm sharing this with you because if you can come to me and say, I have an idea for you that I can expand your business, and we can share in the revenues, because truly, all I have is you. That's all I have. That's the value of my business. You. In this seminar I gave, I told some people, I said, I have a role model that I'm building my business and I'm following as my role model. And my role model is Taylor Swift. Think about that. Why is my role model Taylor Swift? What does Taylor Swift sing about? Taylor Swift sings about, someone in the audience said, Taylor Swift sings about boys. I said, no, Taylor Swift sings about her experience with boys. The hurt, the pain, the getting back, getting even, putting them in their place. And every little girl in that audience relates to her and understands what Taylor Swift is all about. And that's what I'm trying to do. She's sharing her feelings, her knowledge, her experiences, and that's what I'm trying to do. And in fact, that's what that's the only thing I bring to the table. And I know how to research stocks and things of that nature. Okay, I want to address some of the things I'm seeing on here. I'm seeing an awful lot of ARKK, ARKW. Let me just give you my take on that. ARK is a wonderful investment vehicle. It is an ETF. If you don't understand the difference between an ETF and a mutual fund, is an ETF stands for exchange traded fund. A mutual fund, you need to understand, if you buy a mutual fund, they aren't allowed to trade your shares on an intraday basis. At the end of the day, if they want to balance your portfolio, they balance it at the close of business. So any fluctuations that happen during the day, you don't participate in. You can't, because the manager of the mutual fund can only trade that fund at the end of the day. The other element of that is you have what is called an active manager. So you're going to pay somewhere between 1.25% to 2.25% or 2.75% of the assets you have invested in a mutual fund. In an ETF, you pay, I think ARK is about 0.75. The other thing I like about ARK is that she designates very specifically what the goal and the objectives of that fund or that ETF is. So you've got a good idea. And what I like is every day she puts up exactly what they bought and what they sold, and you can watch it. I use it as a confirmation of my buys and sells. But what I also recognize is she's not allowed to buy penny stocks. She's not allowed to buy the two stocks that I'm going to tell you on Tuesday for in the medical equipment field, in essence, surgery, robotic assistance. So Kathy Wood, because one of them sells for $1.50 and the other one sells for, I think, $1.70. Let me look here. One sells for $1.16 and the other one sells for $1.50. She can't buy them. She says that she can't get into that. It's too much risk, and so she has her hands tied. But if you aren't going to go to the Discord, if you aren't going and exchange ideas, if you aren't interested in my portfolio and want to actively trade, then ARK is your place. She achieved. Kathy had some extraordinary returns. The other thing that concerns me, she openly said in an interview that she's being challenged by some of her financiers, the people who she borrowed money from, and apparently has some influence over her buys, sells, and activity. And that way, she's got beyond the NASD and the Securities and Exchange Commission, she's got financiers she's answering to. So knowing that, you're comfortable with that fits your lifestyle, go for it. That's where you should be. Personally, I will never own a mutual fund again in my life. Mutual funds believe in diversification. I do not believe in diversification. Neither does Warren Buffett. Neither does Kathy Woods. And you can then, from that, measure should diversify or not. Oh, the other thing I want to do is bring into this channel, I do not speak at all about dividend stocks. And I know that there are some people who are never going to be comfortable investing in high risk growth stocks like I do. They'll never be comfortable with it. So I need someone who is extremely knowledgeable in dividend stocks to come and be a co-presenter. And that is to say that does a video at least 3 times a week. And what I honestly see happening is that Best of Us Investors covers the gambit, talks about REITs, talks about real estate, talks about dividend stocks, talks about cannabis, talks about Bitcoin, and we have multiple presenters. And they all come in under the umbrella of Best of Us Investors. This is an opportunity, I hope, for one of you, and one of you who is willing to dedicate themselves to doing what I'm doing in the areas that I'm talking about. So if you are interested in that and you are qualified to do it, and you are willing to dedicate yourself to it, you need to email me. And I would ask you to email me at bestofusinvestors. Is that right? No, bestofus.kg@gmail.com. Okay. So another issue that I want to talk about briefly is the scam that is found adjacent to my videos. I try to go in, and when I see it, and try to block them, but they're innovative and they find their way around it. It is now also becoming a serious problem on the Discord. They are there to promote their causes at my expense, and we're going to find a way to get rid of them. I want that thing clean. I want it best. There's there are a few young ladies on the comments who promote their bodies. I'm reluctant to take them down, but I do. So that I want to emphasize that is an opportunity for you, and I want you to. I want to find you. I want to find you who want to be a part of this, to give you some scope of the potential of it. If some of you just got here, as I said, we're going to get over 2,000 new subscribers today. We will surpass 100,000 subscribers before the end of next week. We will surpass 200,000 probably before the end of March. And then it's just going to go crazy. And we will hit our million subscribers. And I know why. I don't waste your time with every day talking about NEO. And I know you like to talk about NEO, and I'll talk about NEO when some of you give me some worthy information But I'm not going to come on every day and say, here's my new prediction for the price of NEO. I'm not so arrogant. I don't have a clue as to what the price of at the 300 days from now, and neither does anyone else. What I do know is that CRISPR is going to grow because its technology is cutting edge. I do know that the battery business is going to grow in the EV market. I don't know by how much, but I know that you can help me find the leaders in it, and I'll share the information. I really believe that if I live long enough, I said to somebody the other day, I'm sorry, this is in my basement. Okay, I have finished this room, and this is in my basement. I wish it was in my garage, because Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, Sergey Brin, and Larry Page started in a garage. Jeff Bezos started in a garage. And so I wish I had started in a garage. A basement's going to have to do. Because I think between you and I, we are going to change the way stocks are traded. I honestly believe that if I can put 1 million minds together, I can outperform ARK. I don't have the restrictions. I can outperform Fidelity funds. I can outperform most of the hedge funds. I don't have a quantum computer, but I don't need one. I've got 1 million minds. I've got 1 million people. Quantum computer has no feelings, has no passion. It doesn't know what's happening today. But you do. I do. So in essence, what I'm building is a human quantum computer that is focused on building family wealth. Now, I don't know why I thought of this and nobody else did. I guess I do. I understand connecting the dots. But that's where I want you to go with this. The other thing that has changed is when you see my videos on your laptop or your desktop, you'll see that little join button down below. And that prompts you to join the support of my channel. I choose to use that to support my cause. Hang on a second. Been with me any time know my cause, and that is the finding a cure for cancer, because of my life experiences with my mother dying from cancer and my daughter and my father and all that. So we have when you hit that subscribe button, you become a part of Warriors Team Shay. That's after my daughter Shannon. That's her right there with me at her wedding. And I was going to create a foundation. And as I got further and further into it, I realized you got to have $250,000 to pay for the lawyers and all the costs and to have a foundation. So I decided I was going to donate it to someone who has a foundation. And I have shared with you that I researched the American Cancer Society, and I wouldn't give them a nickel. They spend 52% of their what they bring in on salaries and benefits for their employees. They spend 35% on raising more money through promotions and advertising, and they give 5% to help people feel more comfortable while they have cancer. They don't invest in research. So Jimmy V, the V Foundation, puts 95% towards research. And as I looked through who they give their research to, I recognized that one of the universities they fund is UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. And so what I'm going to do is take the money that the $3.90, I actually only get 75% of it. YouTube takes 25. I'm going to go down there probably this next week. Well, I'm going to be there for a doctor, and ask them if they have a funding means so that I can give it directly to them, and that I can come down and interview their doctors and their lab technicians and know exactly what they're doing. And so, because my feeling is that then serves you better. If you have a passion, like I have a passion, to find a cure for cancer, well, let's take the barriers down. Let's go into the lab and find out what they're doing and talk directly to them. And I can do that. So that's the direction I'm going with this. And so again, somebody said they wanted one of these. This sucker cost me $70. It's a bicycle shirt. It's got the pockets in the back, and it's made in Germany. It's beautiful. I got 3 of them, one for me, one for Nita, and one for Aiden. So that's the direction that's going. And I wanted you to be aware of that. And if you want to be a part of it, as I said, under the videos, not on your phone, it's not on there. It says join, and it'll walk you through it. And I see some of you are and you have the emojis and that sort of thing. So that's what that's all about. Okay. I would love to join today. You are very knowledgeable. I'm getting a lot of emails that people are saying, I want to join the Discord and I'm having difficulty. Let me just briefly, and I get those emails and I forward them to Andrew, and Andrew communicates with you. I'd like to cut down the number of those emails, but what it is just go to bestofusinvestors.com, and I'll then send you, it's on a automatic email, and it'll give you a link to the Discord. And at the Discord, once you get in, there are tutorials that Andrew has done that'll help you with that. So and then get into the Discord, and then you sign up for the Patreon. That gives you access to my portfolio. You'll be notified Monday when I buy the 2 stocks I'm going to buy, and then it also gives you my watch list. It alerts you of my trades, and that's where my blog is now. And then, as I say, we're expanding the website as well. It's great. I'm trying to read some of your things. Make sure you get the COVID vaccine. Oh, I will. I have no qualms about that. I'm a believer. I was born in Redwood City, and I live in a couple of blocks from Hewlett's Garage. I have seen many times since then. Hewlett's Garage. I don't know what that means. Plug in Tesla. There's a lot of things that are happening around these vehicles, and let's talk a little bit about Tesla. I get several emails. I got one from Sherry, and I promised her I'd do a video on it. Where do you sell Tesla? Okay. When I suspect that same question was asked when Amazon was at 700. I've got a lot of profit in it. Should I sell it now? Well, if you did, how would you feel today? If you had sold Amazon at 700, and let's say you bought it at 19, and you sold it at 700 and said, hey, it ain't going any higher. How would you feel today? I think you'd kind of kick yourself in the butt. Do I think Tesla will continue to go up? Yeah, I do. I think what's going to happen, and I could be dead wrong on this, I think Tesla is going to hit a wall, and that wall is going to be such that they can't meet the demand for their cars. And I did a video that I think they would absorb Ford, but then as I saw what Apple has done, I don't know if you've seen this. Apple is, or at least the rumor is, Apple has approached Hyundai. We have one of their plants just south of here, outside of Montgomery, and it's basically saying Apple wants a car, and they want their technology in the car, and it'll probably look a lot like an Apple phone or whatever. And I think they're right. I think there is a Apple community who would want to drive an Apple car, but they don't want to make it. They just want to control the technology. But you'll buy it at a Hyundai dealer if it's got an Apple logo on it, and if it's got Apple technology. And think about that. It's going to speak to your phone. The integration of the electronics inside the Apple car with your phone is going to make the car extremely unique. And so they have a built-in market. Something else you need to know is, what is it? It's Boston Scientific, I think it is, was owned by SoftBank, and Hyundai came in and bought 80% of it. And I was ready to buy Hyundai stock that day, and I looked at it, and it was up 30%. And then I discovered it was because of the rumor, which Apple has not confirmed as of yet, as far as I know. And so I think that you're going to see a merging of the traditional automakers, whether it be the Detroit automakers or what I would call the Southern Belt automakers. And I think, I don't know if Hyundai is unionized. I think that's a chain that General Motors and the remnants of Chrysler and Ford have around their neck, that I don't know if Tesla, you might tell me if Tesla is unionized or not. I doubt if they are in China. I don't know if they are unionized in California. But that's where I think Tesla's next big move almost has to be. They have to find a way to produce the capacity that is going to come their way. So that's kind of, I would argue with that. Lexus makes the best cars. William, I tried to switch from BMW to Lexus, and I gave it my all. I'm sorry. My BMW will leave your Lexus in the dust. It'll kick its butt. Yeah, it's got a soft, nice ride. But if I want to get around somebody on a 2-lane highway, I don't need much room. Just take away that yellow line and I can do it. My BMW is a screaming ass machine, and I didn't find it in Lexus. I found soft ride. I found comfortable. I'll even put my BMW up against my son's Mercedes, and he has some exotic Mercedes. So, okay, let's see what else. Honda has a notorious union. I don't know what that means. If they're hard, if they're easy, BMW will break in 2 years. Your BMW, I've already had it 6. I've got 50,000 miles on it. This is the 4th one I owned. I don't think you know what the hell you're talking about. I'll get 250,000 miles on it. They're right now trying to sell me a extended warranty, and I won't buy it because I take care of my car. And so my BM, it's a 535i, and it's got the M package on it. It's got the black grille. It's a beautiful automobile. I'll give you an example. I'd much rather drive it than my wife's Porsche, unless I just want to go crazy. But I did drive Nita's Porsche when I did the Back of the Future thing. What was your first car? A '56 Ford, and I'm trying to think what we paid for it. It was something. It was a used car, '56 Ford. We bought it in 1960, traded it in for a Austin Healey Sprite. Now there was a fun car. You couldn't double date in it, but it was awful good on a single date. So yeah, I love BMW, but I went and looked at their electric cars, and that is the most disappointing thing I've ever seen. They have some promises of the future, but I think they're so far in behind in technology. They're going to have a tough time. A Datsun 240Z. I loved that car. The only problem with it wouldn't hold paint. None of the original Japanese cars held paint. After 2 years, you had to repaint them. A Dodge Demon, $300. John, you must be young if you bought a Dodge Demon 71 for $300. Martha, the answer most fun in your clothes. What? Marta is the answer most fun with your clothes on? Marta is the underground, the subway system in Atlanta. I've been on that. I've never seen that happen. Miata. Okay. Yeah, I have a friend who has a ancient Miata, and he just loves it, except he's finding it hard to get parts now. Okay. Can Mercedes-Benz stage a comeback? That's an interesting question. Mercedes-Benz is kind of the IBM of the automobile world. They used to own the whole thing, and they've lost their identity. I don't know if they can. Now, we have a Mercedes-Benz dealer that has a very strong identity. It's owned by Nick Saban. And if you don't know who Nick Saban is, you don't know anything about college football. And I know what you won't be doing on Monday evening. You won't be watching. Cannot find any data on BYD. I have no idea why you can't. They are the largest manufacturer of electric vehicles in the world. They are the largest. They're a Chinese company. They have a factory in California. They make all the electric buses that are in the United States. They make most of the electric forklifts in the United States. They make most of the electric taxis that are in the United States. And Warren Buffett is part owner of that company. And if it's not in your portfolio, it should be. In mine, it's one of the, I think I own that, NIO and Tesla. It is a sleeping horse, or a sleeping what? It's a sleeping giant. Saban equals GOAT? I hope you don't. Okay, no comment. So, where would you invest your $10,000 day for the next 3 months to get 10% gain? No, not going to do that. Please comment on ISR. ISR, I bought it and it immediately went down. It's a long-term hold. It's a robotic company, and it's also in let's see, it's owned interactive surgical. It's again, no, that's not ISR. Is that ISR? Is that what you're talking, or ISR? No. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about. My notes aren't complete here. So I'm going to pass on that. Again, individual stocks. Any thoughts on Bengo? Yeah. Do you want to know what a pump and dump looks like? Go look at the financial statement. I put it up on the Discord. I put the financial statements. Their number of shares increased, what was it, 50-fold in a period just before they put out that magnificent press release, and now the stock's collapsing. That, and I am not, don't take me to court on this, I believe that's a pump and dump. I saw it. I said, how did you miss that? And yeah, I see it's oh, that's the one. That's the one. Of course, I should remember that. That's the kind of prostate surgery or prostate cure I'm going to have. It puts isotopes. You get a MRI where they give a cut and paste look at your prostate. They find the cancer cells. They go into one of your 8 holes and put those isotopes into the cells that they see in the prostate, and then they shoot the radiation. So you have targeted radiotherapy. The issue is, and I discovered that since I bought the stock, is they got to have doctors who know how to do it. It's like I looked up to find out if the doctor I'm going to is a recommended doctor for ISR, and there are none in Alabama. So if I choose to have that surgery, I'm going to have to go to Atlanta, Georgia to have it done. So therein lies, and that was a lesson for me. You can have the best mousetrap in the world, but if you don't have distribution, if you don't have the pest control industry behind you, you don't sell your product. So that's the issue. So then I did further research and I discovered, and shame on me for not doing it up front, it's cheaper. It's the cheapest way you can take care of prostate cancer. So what does that mean? That means the doctors are reluctant to use it. Because it's cheaper, their reimbursement is cheaper. Their biggest reimbursement is to go in and take your prostate out. Well, that leaves you with erectile dysfunction. It leaves you with incontinence. You're peeing your pants all the time, but they get paid the big bucks from the insurance companies for the surgery. So that's why they like to do that. So just by doing that, almost 800 people now know that they need to go to their doctor if they get prostate surgery and say, I want this surgery that involves putting the MRI and the isotopes, and then you shoot radiation into my prostate, and then Kerry can have sex in 14 days and never notice the difference. So does that make sense? Yeah, it's a much better mousetrap. And I am confident, it may take a while, but I am confident that, in fact, other people will learn what I've learned, and there will be a demand, and it will come to pass. So I will hold my stock. I may not get what my exponential returns immediately. Kerry, leave some women for us, bro. Come on, say, what's that mean? I went to a medical checkup after 25 years with my mom, died, and her dad many years before that. Check up after 20. Well, that's I think what you're alluding to is we men don't go to a doctor. I did not have a general practitioner until I got on Medicare. And I was 62 years old and I got a practitioner. Is that stupid? Yeah, it's damn stupid. I have a history of cancer. As I said, my mother died of cancer. My father died of cancer. My daughter died of cancer. It's my grandfather died of cancer, and he was extremely. I never met him. He died before I was born. He's the guy who was a barber and a bookie. In fact, yeah, he was a barber and a bookie. So anyway, Bitcoin. I don't know enough about Bitcoin, and I won't live long enough, and I can't buy an apple at Publix with Bitcoin. So I choose not to go into it. I, like Warren Buffett, I don't buy anything I can't understand. And I have studied it. I have tried to understand it. And I'd rather spend my time on something else. ISR is the radioactive. Yeah, and I own it. I own that. God bless America. What do you think about Planet Fortress? God bless. I don't know what Planet Fortness. Isn't that a game? Isn't that okay, now we're getting into the Bible. Dates is 2020. I don't know what that is. View on AR. I already answered that. Okay, we got about 2 minutes to go, so let me think. Again, look, don't email me and say, what do you think about ABCD? I don't. You need to do some of the work. You need to email me view on ENPH. What the hell is ENPH? I'm not an encyclopedia of stock tickers. Planet Fitness. Are you talking about the exercise place? They're closing those places down. That's a good. I'm glad you asked that. I used to belong to a health fitness place. That's where I took my yoga. I worked out on the weight machines. We paid a monthly fee. The first thing next week, I'm getting a universal weight machine in my basement right outside that door. And I'll do it here. I used to go to spinning class. I'll probably buy a Peloton and I'll do it here. So that's Planet Fitness. I don't know. And besides, even if I did, am I going to get exponential returns out? Am I going to get a 50% gain on Planet Fitness. Now, maybe you know that it is totally suppressed, like the cruise ships. And Nita and I took usually about 2 cruises a year, usually on Royal Caribbean. I don't know if I'll ever get on a cruise ship again. Helion. Why did you write it 3 times? To catch my eye? I've done videos on Helion. You should know. All you got to do is write Helion in my thing, and you'll find what I think about Helion. Uber. I will again own Uber. I'm not ready to buy it now. Because I think there are better opportunities. What are the better opportunities? The better opportunities are in front of us because of one thing, and that is, say it with me, the coronavirus. It is going to change the world we live in. Thoughts on Trump? No, I won't go down that path. The coronavirus has brought the world, the economic world, to its knees. And if this had been a war, we would have lost. We would have lost. Think about that. If this had been intentionally done by a country or one country in particular, and we said, hey, we need PPE. No. We need respirators. No, we aren't giving them to you. And we're not giving you any shoes. We're not giving you any clothes. We're not giving you any semiconductors. We're not giving you anything because we own your supply chain. Who's that I'm talking about? I don't know. The fact is, we don't have a supply chain. And it's all off our shores. Everything that we want, or a lot of what we want, has to come to us on a ship, in a container, unloaded, and shipped to us. Well, what if the ship isn't running? What if it's a war? It's a biological warfare. And we say, okay, what do you want to give us the vaccine? Because they already got the vaccine. I'm not saying they do now, but if it's a war, they've already got the vaccine. What do you want now? We want Texas. What do you mean you want Texas? We don't have any oil or gas in our massive country, and you do. We want it all. Is that feasible? Somebody's going to write a book about it. Yeah, it's feasible. If it isn't, it didn't happen this time, but could it happen again? Yeah, it could happen again. So I say that is a result of the coronavirus. This can never happen again. We can never be caught with our pants down without a supply chain again. So what does that mean? That means we got to bring the manufacturing back to the United States. Okay. Are we going to hire a bunch of ladies to sit in a big warehouse and stitch our clothes? No. We're going to 3D print them. And we're going to have robots fill the 3D printers. So, yeah, but Kerry, that isn't going to employ anybody. Well, it won't employ 5,000 people, but it might employ 50 to take care of the robots. That's 50 more jobs than we had when the supply chain was in China. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's probably going to happen. Just connect the dots. We have to do that. We have to gear our phone such that it will tell us every morning whether we have a virus or not. So we can't have a terrorist attack on Des Moines, Iowa. I mean, think about it. If I'm a terrorist and I have a choice of putting on a vest of explosives, plastic explosives that isn't detected at the airport, and I can get on an airplane and blow myself and 200 other people up, or I can be infected with a virus, spit on my hands, go in, put my hands on every seat as I go down the aisle, and cough and sneeze the whole time I'm on the plane, and then walk off the plane and be vaccinated and be immune. I think as a terrorist, I'd choose that. Well, do you think maybe there are terrorists trying to do that right now? Oh, no, they could never get that done. Well, could they get people trained to fly airplanes and then hijack the airplane and fly it into the Twin Towers? Yeah. And never have anybody know anything about it? Yeah, they did that. So is that possible? Yeah. So we've got to make sure it never happens again. So I'm going to invest in 5G. I'm going to invest in the people who own the data. That's the big six. I'm going to invest in them. Why wouldn't I? Because this can never happen again. So I'm going to be a part of that. Is the air going to be cleaned? Because we're going to eliminate internal combustion engines? Yeah, that's obvious. So if I know those things, why do I want to invest in a gymnasium or a cruise ship company or an airlines that's bleeding money? Why would I want to invest in that? I know what's going to happen. I know what's in my future. I read the future is faster than you think. I know it. I know Uber will be a major part of my life. And I know Uber will send a box-looking little vehicle to my house that is either made by Amazon or Google, and I'll get in it with 3 other people and we'll go wherever we want. Palantir. Dana, what is Palantir? They're a spy company. They're a spy company. How are they going to generate me income? How are they going to change my world? They aren't. They aren't going to change my world. So I'm not going to invest in them. I want to invest in companies that are. Palantir might find the terrorist who are going to put out the vaccine, but how's that going to make money in my pocket? The government will pay them, and they'll pay them handsomely, but how's it generate money that's going to end up in my pocket? It isn't. Uber will be gone. Where the hell are they going, David? Why? I hate it when people make blank statements with no support. Where are they going to go? Kerry, you are mafia? Mafia? Oh my. You hurt me. You hurt me, see? S-A-I? I'm as far as mafia as you've ever seen. Okay, I'm going to let that just roll off like water, and I'm not going to think about it anymore. Neo coming back from the dead. Nicola, coming back from the dead. I hope so. That company was so mishandled. When I saw that presented on Squawk Box, and I saw the guy in the long hair correct the CEO on a statement that he made that said nobody else. He made the statement, nobody else has this technology, and that guy reached over and grabbed that guy's leg and said, "Don't say that, because that's not true." I said, "This is all orchestrated. This is a Disney production." I don't care if George Soros and Bill Gates are heavily, just justify the case for me. justify how they are going to put money in my pocket. And think it through. Think it through. Just because Bill Gates is invested in it, and you don't know that he is, somebody on YouTube might have told you that. Unless you have access to Bill Gates's tax returns, and I don't think you do, you don't know that that's true. Why does Amazon not split? Because they don't have to, I guess. I did a video that I said they would. What is your spin? You don't watch my videos. If you watch my videos, you know exactly what I think of Workhorse. And if you don't know the story of Workhorse, why it shot up, because its CEO or its chairman of the board was a major contributor to Donald Trump, and he was throwing money at it so that the voters of Ohio would vote for him. That story's over. That book has been closed. If you own Workhorse, I'd look for the fastest exit door I could find. NIO and Tesla will put Uber under. Uber's not a car maker. They're a delivery service. Do you think that Elon wants to be involved in you wanting a ride from here to your grocery store? He doesn't want to be involved in that. Why do I still own Gene? Because it's so damn cheap. I bought it for something like $6, and I just assume it can't go up. And I think I only own $850 worth of it. So it was just a long shot at the horse track. Bio and Tesla will eat Uber. Now you're disappointing me. Some of the things you say aren't relevant. Tesla robo taxi will kill Uber. Okay, Canadian Pepper, or Prepper, Prepper, NIO and will help. I think Amazon, if you saw the piece I did in my insights, that Amazon already has their vehicle ready to go, and it is suited for Uber. And then I did you know what Waymo is? That's GM's. It's suited for Uber. They are part of. They're going to be part of the same. Do you have time to look into Transatlantics today? Watch my video Tuesday. Watch my alerts, Oscar, on Monday. I will be buying it. Okay, I've extended my welcome. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for helping me achieve a dream I never had. I never had a clue that this could turn Kodak. Oh shit. That's another. Come on, Ozimer. That's another Trump play. It's a goodbye. See, I see that, Daniel, and I say spam. You're spamming our live stream. This is why this used to be a members only, and I screwed it up, and the members didn't get notified it, and I made it open to everybody, and the spammers came. So you are killing the mouth that feeds you. You spam me, and I'll shut the door on you. Don't do that. It's disrespectful to me, and it's disrespectful to everybody else. So, okay, I'm going. You pissed me off. No, you didn't. Thank you. And again, thank you for the support. Again, become a member of the Warriors Team Shay. You'll make me happy, and we'll find a cure for cancer together. Thanks again.